for.
So there's basically like two markets happening.
Exactly. Over a third of the market sits.
So the buyers are still there, but they're just pickier. So the homes that are winning today are the ones that show the best value.
This is kind of like the gray zone. If the numbers make sense to you, regardless of the interest rate, buy the house. It's funny to say affordable housing is $1 million, but it's affordable.
Welcome back to Wine and Wine Real Estate Uncorked. You've probably been watching the market lately and thinking none of this really makes sense. And you're not alone. So let's talk about inventories up. Prices are still strong. Homes are selling fast, but there's some sitting. So let's talk about what's actually happening in today's market. So why don't we deep dive into some statistics? Let's nerd out here.
Listen, I'm going to geek out on some numbers, and it'll make a lot of sense to some people, but for most of us, it kind of adds credence to what Nicolette just mentioned. So the inventory is up. There's about 2,200 homes for sale, roughly, in the greater Santa Clara County. And in the month of April, 976 of them sold. So it gives you a little over 2 months inventory. Now, typically when you get over 2 months, you're starting to start talking about a buyer's market.
Right.
But the numbers kind of get a little screwy here because I went and looked at the days on market, the price per square foot, and the average sales price from March to April on sold properties. And I'll use San Jose as the first example. So the average price of a home in San Jose in March was $1,873,000.
Yep.
And then the average price in April was $1,913,000. So it went up while inventory rose.
Yeah. And
sales, in all sales complete for March was 507 and April was 547. So inventory went up, sales went up, price went up. Now, the list to sales price ratio in March was 105%. So they sold for 105% over asking.
Right.
This is all properties, so single family homes and condo townhomes. And then in April, it dipped slightly to 104.9%.
Right.
It's very interesting. I'm not sure what to make of this other than the price per square foot is slightly up. So the average sales price is slightly up. It's just a kind of a strange thing. And when you go even deeper into what's on the market now, the amount of homes that came on for sale in February in Santa Clara County is 117. Those are the new listings. March, 242. And then in April, 566. So you see we're accelerating.
Right. Into the spring.
Yeah, which is normal.
Right.
But when you would think that with all the homes on the market and selling, over 2 months worth of inventory, available, that prices would start to soften. We're not seeing that.
Yeah, but we are seeing that there is a select group of homes that have long days on market.
Not selling. Yeah. About a third.
Right.
So there's currently, of the 2,206 or 10 homes that are for sale, about 778 are on the market longer than the average days on market.
So, I mean,
average days on market being 40, these are on longer than 40.
So there's basically like two markets happening.
Exactly.
So you have your turnkey homes that are priced appropriately. Mm-hmm. Agents have been able to appropriately explain the way the market's working, that the old strategy of probably pricing too low or too high is not working. And then you have your other where the overpriced homes are sitting.
So you have properly priced homes. We talk about this every month.
Yeah.
Properly priced homes that are properly prepared are selling quickly. In fact, as fast as 18 days on the market.
Yep.
Homes that are not properly priced and not properly prepared are the ones that are sitting. Over a third of the market sits.
So the buyers are still there, but they're just pickier.
Yeah, they're pickier and they have a little bit more to choose from.
Yeah.
So if they see a home that isn't quite what they're looking for, they have many other ones to go look at and say, this is more what I want.
Right. And I think that overpriced, at least from conversations of even buyers that I'm chatting with, in the past, the overpriced people were willing to look at, okay, what does that look like if it wasn't this price?
Right.
And days on market might play into that number where they think they could get it for a lesser number.
Yeah.
Overpriced right out the gate is scaring buyers away to the fact of they want it appropriately priced immediately rather than having to come down and deal with it, right?
And I think that shows up in showings because a lot of the agents that I've been talking to, I've been very concerned about how many showings are going on in open houses. Yep. And those numbers are kind of soft.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people that are, like you're saying, an overpriced house is not going to get a whole lot of people looking at it.
Yeah.
So again, properly priced, properly prepared is going to get the person in the door to buy that house.
Yeah. So the homes that are winning today are the ones that show the best value right when they hit the market to these buyers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they'll go quickly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that does create a huge opportunity for both sides of the fence still. And again, there's those two markets, right? So the buyers are now available looking at multiple properties, and sellers need to get rid of that old expectation of what the market was like.
Right. I mean, we're not going to be, 2021, 2022, where you're getting 10, 15, 16% over asking, and you could put a property on the market that isn't properly prepared and have people beating a pounding on your door to buy it.
Yep.
It's not happening right now. It's just not going to happen.
Yep.
So more inventory, still demand strong, and there's kind of a little bit of less frenzy.
And I just want to go back to that statement. So you said that over 2 months can be tiptoeing into a buyer's market.
So from 2 to 3 months is what they call a neutral market.
Okay.
So it's not a buyer's market and it's not a seller's market.
Right.
So under 2 months is a seller's market. Over 3 months is a buyer's market. This is kind of like the gray zone, if you will. It's like the blended area where it's just not. It's neutral.
Which is good.
Yeah, it's great.
Get rid of the frenzy.
Yeah. And there are people who are reading this data or listening to this data and not seeing there's true opportunity still in this marketplace to bring your home to the market. It's just your expectations have to be set, and your expectations have to be realized that what this market is going to do. And this neutral market is, again, properly priced home, properly prepared.
And that can all change very rapidly. If we have, these small windows of opportunity with interest rates too, definitely give a jolt. But you can't really plan or anticipate your timing on that either, right?
And nor should you.
Yeah.
We've repeated ourselves so many times on this show about these things. If the numbers make sense to you, regardless of the interest rate, buy the house.
Yeah.
So it's 6.3 instead of 6% or 5.99 instead of 5.25. If the numbers make sense to you over time, you're going to be fine.
Right.
And we still see that. Look at the appreciation we're still seeing in what is now a more neutral market. We're still seeing appreciation.
Yeah.
So we were just talking about, a couple of public service announcements that we're not going to get into, but this whole gas ban thing is bugging me. And I'm not going to get on one side or the other, but you should look into it for yourself.
Right.
And try to figure out the gas ban that says that after 2027 that all the gas appliances that you replace have to be done with electric. And, there's a whole lot about that you should research. And if you agree with it, great. If you don't agree with it, you should talk to your councilman or councilman or county supervisor, and voice your opinion.
Yeah, because that could be a huge cost.
Yeah.
And not only upgrading your electrical panel, all the things that are involved with that type of.
Right.
And we have a full, didn't we do a podcast on that specifically?
We did. I believe we went over that.
With James Bailey.
No, that was the plumbing thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which is another topic I don't want to talk about today. No, but the issues that become, and again, this is the side from the economic side. A lot of houses aren't equipped. A lot of houses that are built here are built before 1990, 1980.
Right.
And they're not equipped to take all electric appliance. So if you're going to have to replace it with electric appliance, and I've had many of our clients call me and ask me about this. So what happens if I want to change my water heater? Well, one in particular asked me, I just put a new water in 3 years ago. Should I put a new one in now so I can get 15 more years out of it instead of the 12 that's remaining on an average lifespan? No, you shouldn't.
Keep it.
But the point comes down to is that most of the electrical panels will have to be upgraded, from the service they have now to 220, 240 service, to be able to handle all the electrical things.
Right.
And then the demand on electricity in California is already strained.
And the permit process for that is already a nightmare.
Yeah. So it's just, you look into it. If you have great gas appliances and they're going to last a while, God bless it. Hopefully they do. But it's something that people need to look at. And again, I'm not going to, I could tell you my opinion, but I don't want people screaming at me.
And always, if you need help with that or you need a referral, we know a guy, right? We know
a guy for everything. Yeah. Well, private consultation on that too. If you want more information, I'm happy to talk to you about it.
Call him.
Yeah. Well, because it's an important topic, and again, trying to not be political here. It's an interesting topic that could cost you a lot of money. So, anyway, The statistics on the marketplace are the most important thing right now. And as we come into the summer months too, people start thinking more about schools and moving before school and stuff like that. May is the most busiest month for closes in any of the months. So it'll be interesting to see, what shows up in the month statistics for May, because this is normally the most busiest month for recordings. Yeah.
Well, I just saw something that week over week, inventory it was pretty flat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
so we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Maybe buyers are gobbling up all the ones that are on.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. All I know is that inventory it's not acting like it did before. I mean, we're more inventory. Prices are still rising. Demand is still there. So it's a good time to sell your house. I always tell someone too, people call and I always get a kick out of this. They say, what's the value of my home? And what's my next question? Are you thinking about selling it?
Right.
And they say, no,
it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's like your stock portfolio. Oh my gosh, I got all kinds of money in my thing. Are you selling it all? No, that doesn't matter. Right. So anyway, I can go on and on today about stuff I'm thinking about, but I won't.
All right. Well, we just wanted to give a brief
shout out to Inherited Home Solutions again.
Oh yeah.
Our Instagram site, it's gaining popularity. So if you can take a look at our new Instagram segment for Inherited Home Solutions.
Yes.
For those people who have inherited properties.
Quincy's going to be famous.
We're working on it. In March, there were 279 condo sales and only 119 in April. And the average price went from $720 a square foot to $734 a square foot, which made the average price in San Jose go from $857,000 in March to $940,000 in April. So, I mean, it's kind of interesting that condos are selling. And that may be an affordability thing.
Right.
Because you're under $1 million.
Right.
So you can afford to buy the condo easier than finding $1.9 million.
If single family's up.
Yeah. It's very interesting, though. It was a good.
People are dipping into the, I guess I'll have to live in a condo.
Well, and again, the investment of buying your own home, always good. Right. And two, it's affordable. So right. It's funny to say affordable housing is $1 million, but it's affordable.
It is in this area.
Yeah. All right. That was good. I'm glad we did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining us on another Wine and Wine Real Estate Uncorked. If you have any questions or anything that we can help you with on anything that we've spoken about today, please definitely reach out to us. And we're more than happy to provide information on the local market or the gas ban that we mentioned today. So thanks again, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.